Subnautica. If you played it, then you probably know how it starts. You get in your life pod, you take off, and then after that, as soon as you hit the ground, it becomes on fire. And as soon as the fire happens, you immediately have to put it out with a fire extinguisher. But now, if you think about it, what if you didn't have a life pod? What if you never had one? In today's video, I'll be trying to beat Subnautica without using the life pod and without using the fabricator inside the life pod, as well as the food, water, and players that come with the life pod too. So, in order to progress in the game, I would depend entirely on bladderfish, as well as on time capsules. Bladderfish for oxygen, and time capsules for the items that I would need to beat the game. I also did a bit of research before getting into the challenge, and the Sparse Reef was actually one of the common areas where time capsules could spawn, so I would always check here first for time capsules and see if I get lucky or not. This one wasn't too bad. After this, I went up to the island to get lantern fruit, which I needed for water, because there was no other way for me to get water in the game right now. I then went into the grassy plateau and was able to find another time capsule, which didn't really have too much inside of it either. I eventually then after this went into the dunes to look for more time capsules, but I eventually ended up dying of dehydration, which then ended this run, and I wasn't able to progress anymore on here, which means I had to start a completely new run, because I'd be using the life pod as a spawn point. In this new run, I was able to find a time capsule relatively quickly in the Sparse Reef, and I was able to get the stasis rifle and some other stuff from it, which wasn't too bad, but not exactly what I was looking for. As well as that, I'd be using gel sacks, because, well, I need to keep hydrated somehow. But eventually, I once again died in the dunes. There was also some runs where I get incredibly unlucky and not get a single time capsule from the Sparse Reef. Not even around the Sparse Reef I would get a time capsule. Meaning I would eventually have to swim all the way back to the land that I was just at and look inside the grassy plateau to hopefully find another time capsule. And I was able to find another time capsule inside the grassy plateau, but it didn't have anything that I needed to beat the challenge, just had a bunch of random stuff. I eventually did find exactly what I was looking for though, but in this run as well, when I got the habitat builder, stasis rifle, and laser cutter, I eventually died. So is that it? Is that the end of the run? No. I was determined to beat it. Time capsule after time capsule after time capsule. I had looked through almost every single one that I could, and even some ones that didn't even help at all, just one peeper in this one. Some of these time capsules were awful, but I wasn't going to let that deter me off from beating this game. I was going to make sure that no matter what I did, this game would be beaten without a life pod, no matter what. No matter how many bad time capsules I had to open that just gave me a bunch of random stuff, I made sure that this challenge would eventually get done. Even though it took me quite a while and gathered many time capsules, even though they didn't have exactly what I needed, it still wasn't an issue to me. I was going to keep going until I eventually got there. Even though I was very unlucky, I would keep going, making world after world, restarting again and again. I would keep going until I eventually got exactly what I needed. Even opening as many time capsules as I did, I got very unlucky. But this one, I got exactly what I was looking for. A habitat builder, scanner, and a repair tool. I was able to get all of that on my 33rd attempt, and 17 hours in, I was finally able to get everything that I needed. But now, I needed a thermal blade. Because without a thermal blade, I wasn't able to get any table coral for a fabricator. So I still eventually have to end up looking everywhere until I eventually got a thermal blade or a survival knife to get the table coral. I also made sure to set up a base so I wouldn't use a life pod as a spawn point, which wouldn't disqualify me. I eventually went to dunes, got lucky to get a thermal blade. I was able to make a fabricator right away, and as well as that, just get everything ready for progression. As well as that, I feel like doing that challenge would be a little bit too easy now, so I also made sure to include another one, which means I can't use any vehicles at all. And now, I went down into the lava zone. Using just a sea glide, I was able to eventually get inside the lava castle, which had the precursor base contained within. And when I got there, I made sure to activate the portal to the gun right away. Then after this, I went to the Sea Emperor Leviathan and said hello to her. Then I was able to cure the Krar right away, and as well as that, go over to the gun and finally disable it, meaning I can now get off this planet, and now I just need the rocket, which I made fairly fast. I called the rocket Skill Shoe, gave her some decorative colors, and now I was finally able to get off the planet. Then after this, I decided to make my time capsule, and as well as that, finally take off. Anyways, thank you all for watching.